Welcome, welcome. We have a really phenomenal show for you today. We got Kelly Girl on the show today. So thank you all for all the questions you've sent in so far. And those of you that haven't sent in your questions yet, you can send in your questions anytime you want it to 949-374-0786. We're going to get started in a few minutes here, but as we get going, as we get ready, I want you to know Marley is super excited today to have his mom on the show. So we got the great Kelly Girl on the show. It's going to be really fun. So you guys, she's going to join us here in a few minutes. She's just getting ready for the big show. So hang in there, kick back. We'll talk about a few things. Don't forget the Promar contest that we're having. All you got to do is visit the Promar Ahi USA website through our QR code. And Promar's giving away a great grab bag at the end of the month to one lucky winner. So you go to that, grab that QR code. You just enter the store there. You don't have to buy anything. Check out the store, and that'll get you entered into winning that grab bag prize. And then our big sponsor for today's show is Roasted Anchor Coffee Company. The Roasted Anchor Coffee Company didn't want to get left behind on this big contest thing. And they're like, hey, whoa, wait a minute. We want to give away to one lucky winner that enters our store. So if you enter the Roasted Anchor Coffee Company store, you've got a very, very good chance of winning the prize that they're going to give away, which will be a bag of the Anchor roasted coffee. And you can tell them if you want the light, the medium, or the dark roasted. Also, they're going to give you a t-shirt and a coffee mug. That's a phenomenal prize. And Captain Dave's going to throw in a t-shirt from Your Saltwater Guide from me. All for the Roasted Anchor Coffee Company. And you can win that simply by entering their store right through that QR code I just flashed up on the screen. Grab that QR code, take a picture with your phone, and enter their store. You don't have to buy anything, and you're on your way, and you're ready to go. And then there's a very good chance you can win that. That would be totally cool, I think. I love this coffee. This coffee is what keeps me going all the time. And if you guys pay attention, we are always going. We post 3 new videos every single day. Plus, we do this podcast Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So with no further ado, we can bring in the great Kelly Hansen, and we can get this show started. We have a lot of questions that have already been sent in. So let's see if we can get Kelly to join us here on the show. What do you guys think? Wouldn't that be fun?
Hello.
Oh my goodness, here she comes. Marley's going to get excited now. Mama's in the studio.
Hi, everybody.
There she is.
Oh boy.
There she is. We got a plethora of questions for you, beautiful lady.
That's a very big word, young man.
Thank you, Mom. Thanks.
I love it when you use big words. It makes you look cuter.
Yeah, and I need all the help I can get, right?
Right. No, you
I need all the help I can get. No. All right, gang.
But I think I should have took that. I think we should have switched. I should be on that side. But that's okay.
Whatever side you want. Here, let's see. You guys like her better on that side? What way do you like her? What side do you like Kelly Girl on? I got to see that, too. We got to get that up there. Okay, is that a better side?
I think it's a better side for me.
Okay, as long as it's good for you, baby. We're just very happy to have you on our show.
I'm happy to be here.
Gang, if you've never talked to Kelly, or if you really haven't seen the show lately, Kelly Girl's a part of the show. She tries to be on here every Thursday, and we get you guys to send in your questions. And Kelly Girl tries to do her very best to get your spouses involved, and it doesn't matter, boy, girl, or whatever you identify at today.
I always identify as a female.
Do you?
Always.
And I identify as a man. A man. Yeah. I'm sorry. We're not doing this right now. Okay. So first question we got, and I think this is a great question, baby girl. This is from Dan in San Ysidro. How did you get started into fishing, and how can we encourage our wives to give it a try?
Oh boy. Well, So my dad used to take me fishing when I was very young, but it was lake fishing, and I thought it was super boring. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching. But so I mean, I was introduced to it way back then, and then I really got serious into it when I met Dave, or because of Dave. He's the reason. Everything I know is because of Dave, or I learned from Dave.
Right.
And really, I've learned so much from you, and but yeah.
But what would be the best way for them to get their spouse, their significant other into this thing, to have the passion and the drive that you have?
Well,
how do you start it
you
out?
gotta take them out, something, simple day. Don't go offshore. Go on when there's nice weather, and have her catch a fish, and then she'll be hooked. That's kind of how it happened for me. Dave took me to a spot, and it was what?
I think there's 3 really super important things, baby.
Okay, yeah.
And you back me up on
Okay.
this or tell me I'm wrong.
All right.
Number 1, guys, you got to know how to read the weather. It's imperative, because if you go out there on a day where it's not, and I'm sorry, we're getting a lot of messages come through, so if you hear the banging, I just don't want to miss you. I'm sorry. Number 1, you got to know the weather, right?
Mhm.
It's imperative, because if I would have taken you out on a rough, cold, miserable day, we probably wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Right.
Correct?
Correct.
Second of all, the boat better be clean. Better be in a nice shape.
And ideally, it's going to have a place for your significant other to go to the bathroom.
And then, yes, that would. And then the other thing is, listen, gang, this is huge. And I see so many people making this mistake all the time. When you bring your significant other on the boat, she does not your deckhand. She is not, or he is not the reason why you suck at driving your boat. You cannot tell them, hey, untie the boat. Hey, tie up the boat. Hey, make sure we don't crash into the dock. No. That's a blow it.
Well, unless your significant other wants to be involved, then you definitely.
But that's not how you get them in, right?
Well, no. But just.
You better have a little confidence in your boat before you take it.
Oh, sure. Yeah. We've seen these videos where these guys are trying to
drive the boat and act all cool, and they have no clue, and they shouldn't even be out there on the water.
Yeah.
Let alone bringing their significant other into that mess, right?
So hopefully that answers the question or questions.
All right, Kelly.
Okay.
This is Rick Maurer from Orange. My buddy and I are going fishing with Sonny on Friday in hopes of getting a sea bass, halibut, and possibly even maybe some lingcod. Maybe all 3 if we're really lucky. Which of these fish do you prefer to catch and why?
Okay.
And also, which one would you prefer to eat and how would you prepare it?
Okay. What were the fish? What fish?
A sea bass, a halibut, and a lingcod.
Oh gosh. Well, I would have to go with those 3. Sea bass.
Well, that would be the one you'd want to eat first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And then how would you prepare it?
How would I prepare it? I would cook it with some butter and seasoning, and just in a pan, a skillet. Right, Dave? But what?
Very much have gotten into breading.
Yeah, I like Japanese breadcrumbs.
Little egg yolk batter.
It's kind of, not the healthiest, but
dip it in the eggs.
Yeah, good.
Then go on to the breadcrumbs.
Mm-hmm.
Then fry it up.
Yeah.
And
so it's just breading the fish. Your fish, bread it with Japanese breadcrumbs or panko, or you could use something else. I don't know what other breadcrumbs are there, but it's good, super good. Actually, it makes a huge mess in your kitchen though. So
okay, Matt Ryan asked, Kelly, outside of fishing when going to Catalina, what are some of the fun things that I can do with my wife on the island?
Well, of course, there's always shopping, a little shopping. That's always fun for the ladies or men too. But I know I love that. But of course, going to eat at a restaurant is fun. You have to take a tour of the backside of the island. That is a must. If you have not done that already, it's just incredible, isn't it, Dave?
It's absolutely amazing that you're on this little island 25 miles off of Los Angeles, California. When you get on there's several different ways. You can take the tour bus. They got big Hummers now that do the tour, and the tour of the backside of the island, gang, is absolutely incredible. You're going to get to see the free roaming buffalo they brought over in 1909 to make a silent movie, and they brought over 9 of them to make the silent movie. Now there's over 150 free roaming buffalo on the island that go anywhere they want to go. They're in charge. And then every year they ship some of them to Yellowstone. And I would always tell Kelly, can you imagine growing up on Catalina Island your whole life, and then next year you're shipped to Yellowstone and you're in the snow?
That would be
oh my God. The poor little buffalo would be like, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
What did I do wrong? But they can't keep all the buffalo on the island because there's just too many. But this animal is an incredible animal. Just his head is the size of a human. His head is just massive. Also, up on the top of the island, they have the Wrigley's stables where they used to have all their horses. They still have them, and they have an airport on top of the island where you can go up and have lunch. And
have
then,
you ever flown into the?
No, I'm not a big.
Oh, I've done that.
I'm not a big.
It's kind of scary. I don't know
I'm not into flying
or taking off there. I remember it was pretty. It's like you're gonna.
The runway you lose the end of it. It doesn't look like it's there, and then all of a sudden you're flying off the end of the island, right?
Yeah.
That's what I've been told.
You know, that's true. I flew on a plane when I was younger on a little tiny, one of those little private planes.
Yeah. And what else do you like to do when you're on the island?
What else? I don't know. Gosh.
You don't know? How about a tour of the casino?
Oh, that's
and get to learn all about
Catalina
Island.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That really is. It's so much history there, and
the history on the island is insane. And I don't know, those of you that know me know I'll do anything to not have to actually work. I ran the tour for 1 year over there. There's some amazing things that happen on Catalina. Since we're sitting here talking, Ronald Reagan, I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember him, but his very first job in the entertainment business, and it really wasn't entertainment, but it was announcing for the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley's Field on Catalina, which is now the golf course. But back in the day, that's where spring training was for the Chicago Cubs, was on Catalina Island. And Mr. Wrigley built a replica of Wrigley's Field on Catalina. It's now, like I said, it's now the golf course, but at the time, and Ronald Reagan was their announcer when he was 15 and a half years old. That was his very first job in the entertainment industry.
I did not know that.
Then another thing that's going to blow your mind, Marilyn Monroe. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember that name, but Marilyn Monroe's very first job in the entertainment business was on Catalina, meeting the big white steamer, because there used to be a big white steamer that would come from LA Harbor and come over to Catalina and drop everyone off on the island, and Marilyn would be there to hand them a lei as they came off. Because before 1957, before air travel became available for the common folks, Catalina was the place in all of the United States of America and to go to. All the movie stars, all the very wealthy people, everybody vacationed at Catalina. That was the place to go. And it was amazing what was going on there. Then Marilyn Monroe's very first wedding, her marriage, was at the casino. Now,
did she have a house there too? Or
yep,
did she live there?
She lived on the island. That was where she lived. But listen, gang, casino, this is where the big disconnect is. People used to ask me all the time on the tour, there's a casino? We can go gamble? No. Casino, gang, if you look up the meaning of casino, it means place of gathering. And that's what Mr. Wrigley built it for. It is a giant dance hall ballroom up on the top of the casino.
It's beautiful.
Down in the bottom of the casino, gang, is a movie theater, and they show first-run movies. It's not like they're showing old garbage movies. They show first-run movies. All these things are great things to do with your wife, Matt. Are any of you that are thinking about going to Catalina? There's so much to do and so much history on the island. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get off onto a tour of. I can go on
the
and on.
casino tour is pretty cool, and then seeing a movie. I mean, I know people sometimes don't like going to movies, but seeing one there is pretty special.
Oh yeah, and it's the old seats and the ceilings all painted. It's beautiful there. It is spectacular. Yeah. Sorry, I got all excited. I love Catalina. So Matt, it's definitely a place to go with you.
Take her shopping then.
Okay. Good afternoon, Dave and Kelly. Halibut is poor man's lobster. I do remember that about Ronald Reagan. 1960s Catalina was the place to be. Yes, really it was more like in the beginning of the 50s, all through the 50s, and then 57, 58, that's when air travel started to be, everybody could get it. And then the 60s, it went on for a little while, but it started to lose its mystique, and then it really started to go. But man, when I was a little kid, we used to take the seaplanes over there. I don't know if any of you remember that, but we'd take off out of Long Beach, and these planes would land right in front of the casino, and then they would power through the water all the way down to where the helicopter port is now, and then they'd run them up on the beach, and you'd get out, and then you could go wander around the island. Glass bottom boat.
Yeah.
First time I ever seen one of those. I thought that was pretty insane. Go see all those fish underwater.
I've never done that there.
Because your husband.
Here either, actually.
Because your husband won't take you anywhere fun.
No, never.
Wait till Kelly and I sit down and tell you the story about Hawaii.
Oh my gosh.
Kelly's first time ever there. It's a hell of a story. We'll tell you that story one day on Story Time.
It is. I couldn't make it up. But it's pretty incredible.
Okay, this is for Kelly. What's the thing that would make you know? What is the thing that would make you want to go fishing with someone again? What is the number one thing that would make you want to go on the boat fishing again? What is the thing, do you think?
Well, if I had a good time, if I caught fish, or even if I didn't, just if I had a good time with, on the boat. If it was
day on water with calm seas and flat.
Yeah. If it was everything, if it was like, good weather, nobody got sick, and it wasn't, windy and rough, and just calm.
And you don't go offshore.
No.
Do not go offshore.
I wouldn't even like that now.
If you want to lose your kids or you want to lose your spouse, not my water. I'm just kidding.
It's hot in here. I'm just holding this.
So
cool down.
That would probably be the number one thing I would tell for everybody is you do not want to make it a poopy experience. You all should be able to tell if the wind's blowing. And you got to have a game. If you're going to take your significant other or a good friend out, you've got to make sure that you have a plan B. Yeah. Because if that wind's blowing, and also don't stay out that long.
Don't stay out very long.
If you're going to go with your spouse or your wife or your girlfriend or whatever you're identifying at today, 4 hours, 5 hours, that's it.
The 5 hours is pushing it.
4 hours is a perfect day. If you want them to come back, if you don't want to ever have them come back again, stay out there. Mm-hmm. Just stay out there. Wait till the wind blows and it's miserable and you don't want them to be on the boat with you ever again. That's a good move. That is a sweet move. We have a question for you, Kelly. What's the procedure of switching back and forth batteries on the boat?
I'm so glad you asked that question because I've been wanting to tell how to do it.
What we normally do with that switch over is I'll have my bait pumps set up to, because usually on the battery switches, you got a 1, both, and 2, or 1, 2, and both. I will keep it on 1, using the batteries to run the bait pump when we're fishing. I'm only going to leave it on 1, or if my batteries are real weak, I might put it over on 2. But if your batteries are weak, go get some new batteries.
Yeah.
But I keep it on 1 when I'm running the bait pump, and then when I go to start the boat, I click, go to both, start the boat, go back to 1. That way, I'm just using the bait pump to power or the battery one to power the bait pumps. And that's how I do it. And when I was on the big boat, it didn't matter because we had 15 batteries and it's not a big deal. But on your smaller boat, when you have 2 batteries, only put it on both when you're starting the boat and then go back to 1 or 2 to power your bait pump. And remember, nothing's more important than the bait. So whichever one of your batteries is the most powerful is the one that should have the bait pump on it, because you do not want your bait to die.
I just noticed there was a question came in, or not a question, it's some comment that there's this lady that wants to go to Catalina Island and something. It's on her bucket list. See who that lady is?
Oh my gosh, I know that lady. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Peggy. Thanks for watching us today. That's
Hey.
Kelly's mom.
Yeah.
I can't. Wow, that makes me
Peggy
cry.
Smith, that's my mom.
That makes me cry that's your bucket list. Oh my God, I got to pull this one off for sure, for sure. I'll call my good buddy Justin, and the 4 of us will, or maybe Justin can bring his wife.
Yeah.
And the 6 of us can go to Catalina.
Be fun.
5 of us.
5 of us.
Well, no, she's got 2 kids now, so
Yes,
9 of us.
We'll figure it
30 of us or whatever.
No, yeah.
All right. I love you, Peggy. Thank you for being. I'm crying now. I'm sorry, folks. Hey, gang, speaking of emotional, tomorrow's show is going to be incredible. Absolutely incredible. We got the war heroes. I got 5 combat war veterans going to be on the podcast live tomorrow. Part of War Heroes on Water, something that I've been a part of for the last 4 years. This will be our 5th year. It's going to be incredible. Or our 6th year. I can't remember, 5th or 6th. The War Heroes will tell you. Rod will tell you. Tomorrow's show is going to be absolutely incredible. And then let me have a sip of that coffee.
Oh, sure.
All right. And then we got a plethora of more questions here to answer. And they keep coming in, Kelly girl. I don't know what we're going to do, but hold on one second. Check this out real quick. Gang, Roasted Anchor Coffee Company right here. This is an incredible product. This is the light roasted. Kelly loves the dark roasted. I love the light roasted. I have it every morning. It brings my energy level up, allows me to do all these great podcasts for you and produce all these phenomenal videos that you get to watch every day. And it's all because of Roasted Anchor Coffee Company. So make sure you visit the website. I'm going to throw the QR code up right now. Hey, gang, what do you think of that? Check that out and look at, here's the QR code. And don't forget, they're having that big contest. All you got to do is go over to their store and go inside the Roasted Anchor Coffee Company store. Check it out. Elliot can see if you've been there or not. And if you've been there, you're going to be entered into the contest to win that bag of coffee. They're going to give you a bag of coffee. They're going to give you a t-shirt, a coffee cup, and a Captain Dave Your Saltwater Guide cup, all by just entering their store, going in there and checking it out, seeing all the cool products, read the story about where the coffee comes from and how it is put together.
But I would like to just interrupt and say that their coffee is delicious. I love coffee. I love their darker roast. It's wide open, I believe. Anyway, I'm not just saying this. I really, really love their coffee. It's really good.
The smell.
The smell, but the taste is even better than the smell. It's just really good.
And our house has got that smell when you go downstairs.
Yes, it does.
Oh, baby.
The kitchen, it does. So good. We love it.
Better than an air freshener, for sure. Check them out, gang. And we'll get back now to the show, but don't forget about them, please. All right. Okay, Darren says, Dave and Kelly, you make us hungry. Besides just grilled fish or fish tacos, what are a few recipes that you love that we should try? Okay, here's when you're...
No, go ahead.
When you're making your fish tacos, here's how I do it. I don't deep fry my fish. I sound like Biden again. I don't deep fry my fish. What I do is I put it in a frying pan like I would cook a ground beef. And I take that big fillet and I flake it off. I have sweet butter and some what are those onions? Maui onions. I chop those up real fine. I put those in the pan with the fish as it's cooking, and I flake the meat off as the fish cooks. And then we take that little bit of meat that we cook that way in the pan.
Mhm.
We sprinkle it into our flour, our corn tortilla.
Okay.
Put a little cheddar cheese on top of that. A little fresh cabbage.
Mhm.
Drizzle a little buttermilk dressing over the top.
Oh my goodness.
And
So
I can eat 10 or 12 of those at a time, to be perfectly honest.
Delicious. It's good the next day too, because all the seasonings and the fish.
And you didn't fry it, and you didn't cook the living bejesus out of it. The fish tastes really fresh and really good. Kelly and the girl and I have caught 1 million lobsters together. We've caught 1 million, and our very favorite way to cook those is to boil them.
Yeah.
Just boil the tail, drop it in boiling hot water and boil the tail, crack that shell, pull the meat out. I chop it up into a bunch of little tiny pieces. I put it in a tumbler with a half a cube of butter, and I throw that tumbler in the microwave for 20 seconds, let that butter melt, mix it all up, and then we eat it that way, and it's called a lobster milkshake.
Yes.
What is your favorite way to have fish cooked now?
Well, I like it with the panko, the Japanese breadcrumbs, the unhealthy way. It's so good. But also, you make
that scallop recipe is
that's pretty special. That's really good. I think that's like something you would have in a restaurant.
Right, at a sushi bar. I'll take some. I take the fresh scallops that we get up in Lopez Mateos, and I take those and I put them in a bowl and I mix them up with sweet smoky seasoning and some Japanese sweet mayonnaise, a little sea salt, little pepper. I mix it all up and I whip it all up together. Then I take it and I put it on a bed of rice and I put it in the oven and I bake it at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. Pull it out and my gosh.
It's like a big gigantic like roll that you would get in a
sushi bar.
But it's like all one big, it's just like the size of your baking pan. It's unbelievable.
It's so tasty. It is so tasty. Okay. Who is this person?
Okay, so come on.
Okay.
Dave.
What's the fish Kelly wants to catch that she hasn't caught yet that she's probably going to have to go with like superstar fisherman Brandon Hayward?
Did somebody like really put that in there?
Yeah, it's right there.
That would have to be a white sea bass for sure.
Because I suck.
So give us a call, Brandon Hayward, if you're watching it. Let's schedule something. No, you don't.
And Brandon and I laugh about it every year when we see him at the shows. Every year when we see him at the shows, we talk about it's time to take Kelly out there and get her her fish. And I know we're giving you a plug here, Brandon, and you don't deserve it, but
yes, he still love you. Yes, he does. Yes,
we love you anyway.
Yeah, it'd have to be a white sea bass for sure.
Yeah, I like the Channel Islands up there too. Oh, John Stanley. I'm sorry, John. I didn't dig deep enough. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. John and Tina, they're always supportive of us. Thank you very, very much. But yes, a white sea bass
for sure
is the fish. I'm sorry.
I just want to catch one. I don't.
Okay. Have you ever had deep fried lobster?
Yes.
You have?
I have.
I've never had it, so it must have been some secret spot.
It was my other boyfriend. No, you've had it. Did you have it with me? We had it in a restaurant before.
Oh, those they come out like
they're like pieces, and then they.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was insane.
I mean, that's how I had it, or you had it.
No, I know.
It was in a restaurant.
Okay, yeah, and it's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. That batter on it and stuff. It's pretty insane. It's really good for you too.
Yeah.
It's really, really good for you.
Very healthy. Wait, who's going so somebody's going fishing with Sunny
tomorrow?
Oh my God,
Rick!
How exciting!
You go into the Channel Islands and it's just the weather.
It's magical. Like you're just saying, I want to go now.
Everything's lined up beautiful for your trip too. It's going to be insane. The weather is lined up perfect. Everything looks phenomenal. I think you're going to have a phenomenal time. Let's just pretend for fun that you don't catch anything. Okay, which will be impossible. But let's just say you didn't. The amount of knowledge that you are going to get for the next time you go, just from Sunny alone. Like I used to tell everybody when I would go with them on their boats, gang, when we get over to Catalina or we get over to Culinary, you're going to catch more fish than you've ever caught before. We're going to get locked into a spot. We're going to be catching fish every time. The problem is, though, you don't get to learn. So it's almost better when they're not hitting to go learn. And the cool thing about sea bass right now is you're only allowed one. So if Sonny gets you and your buddy one, you guys are on your way to go look at that halibut thing, and then that rockfish thing. That's always there. That's easy. Just pick his brain and make sure he puts a couple of his little honey holes in your GPS so you can do it. But I think you're going to have the time of your life. Just having him on the boat to teach you what he knows is going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be so cool.
Yes. Fun.
All right.
We need to go fishing with him.
Mike Lewis just made Parmesan mahi with garlic butter, mushrooms, bell peppers, grilled onions on the half. I will post this picture on our website.
You just whipped that up?
Nice. That's a nice little lunch. That was a cool little lunch.
Impressive.
Look at that. Woo. Thank you, Mike Lewis. That's insane.
That looks so good.
My mouth is watering. I'm going to go have Pollo de Oro after this with Jay Bush.
Oh, you are. Okay.
You just sent me a
Thanks,
message.
Jay, for inviting me. Wow. Okay. That's all right. I don't eat lunch anyway.
Okay. Hey, Captain Dave. I hear circle hooks are better for bluefin tuna, but I was always told that circle hooks are live bait or chunk bait only. If circle hooks are better for bluefin, why is it advised not to use them on the knife jigs? Okay. Circle hooks are for bait. Circle hooks are used for bait. On those knife jigs and stuff, the big treble hooks or the big single side hooks are the key. But if you can think about this, that fish is going to swallow the bait. And then as you start to put pressure on it, and the hook's designed to come slide out and then hook in the corner of its mouth. On those jigs and stuff like that, it's a totally different bite. 9 out of 10 times that fish is going to grab the jig in the middle of the jig, or the knife jig, or the flat fall, or whatever, or the carnata jig. They're going to grab it in the middle. And if you have circle hooks, as you wind, it's just going to slide right by the fish and fall out of his mouth. But if you have the treble hooks, or you have those single side hooks that are hanging all over the thing, when they grab it in the middle, there's a good chance they got one of those hooks in their mouth. And then as you start to wind the slack out of your line, it's going to pull all the other hooks are going to stand up straight and all go into his mouth, where the circle hooks are going to slide right through. If you look at it, the circle hook's designed to go into their mouth, into their belly, come back out and hook in the side of the mouth. But that's not what's happened on your lure. That's also why you don't use them when you're trolling. Because when you're trolling with your lures, now when you're trolling with bait, it's a must down here, especially fishing for giant blue marlin and black marlin and stuff. That circle hook's a must, but it's a different type of thing. When you're fishing yellowfin tuna or bluefin or albacore on the troll, you've got to have a couple of J hooks, or one good J hook, so that it can actually penetrate the fish's mouth, because 9 out of 10 times they're going to grab that lure sideways. Hopefully that covered that question. And okay. Have you ever tried sunfish? No. If you've ever cut open a sunfish, it's like a gel. The meat's like a gelatin. They eat those by the wind sailors that are out there right now. There's a whole bunch of those out there. They eat jellyfish, but their meat doesn't have there's no consistency to it. So if you ever cut one, first of all, if you can get past the smell, which is absolutely incredible, just the smell alone will keep you from eating the fish. Yeah. But if you get past that smell, then the next thing's going to be, oh my gosh, there's nothing here to cook. Mm-hmm. I don't have a way to cook it. I got no way to cook it. All right. Captain Dave, you're very welcome. Kelly, if you were going to go out on the boat, what would be the number one thing? Not all of the things you've listed. What's the number one thing that we got to have for our spouse when she comes out on the boat?
Oh, a bathroom. A place to go to the bathroom.
A place to go potty,
yeah,
right?
For sure. Yeah, because like I remember we would go fishing, you and I, in the beginning, we would go on our good friend Corey's boat, and it did not have anywhere to go to the bathroom. you had no problem just going off to the side or over the side, and you encouraged me to do the same. I could never do that, and I still could not do it. I wouldn't do that. That's just how I am. But yeah, so having a bathroom or a potty, little potty things, is probably the most important for sure.
For positive, we got a question about sea lions. Kelly, what do you think of sea lions? Aren't they the cutest little animals on the planet?
No, not at all. I think there's too many of them. They're no, they're a pain. You're fishing. They ruin fishing a lot of times. Well, yeah, everybody knows. You guys know.
They destroy public property.
Yeah, and you can't do anything about it. Really, you'll get in trouble.
Kelly has no pictures of them on her phone. She doesn't take pictures. She doesn't say, "Oh, look at how cute those are."
They're not cute. They're like, I mean, my gosh, I see these videos where people are going up to them and look at how cute this sea lion is. I mean, these things are. It's like a lion. It's a sea lion. Would you go up to a lion I don't know. It's just
and try to pet it.
Yeah, they're
get
dangerous.
Your picture taken
They'll bite
with it.
you. They'll bite you. No.
That is a scary thing. We see people try to do it all the time. Yeah. Try to get close to them and get a picture. Mm-hmm. It's so scary.
Yeah. It's sad that there are so many of them, and they're just starving, and so yeah, and they're just a pain in the butt.
Okay, this gentleman wants to know, John Stanley, what's the difference when you use an inline hook or an offset hook?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, a lot of people seem to think that offset, and if you look at it, it's going to be a J hook, and where the barb is, it's not going to be lined up perfect with the back of the hook, the shank of the hook. It's going to be kind of off to the side, and a lot of people think that gives you a better hook ratio. I personally don't. I've used offset if that's what you have on your boat, but I don't. If I was going to go buy them at the store, I'm not buying them. I'm buying regular old J hooks. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's that important of a deal, John, to be perfectly honest with you. I think they make them because people buy them, but I don't think it's that important. But then if you think that, we go back to this all the time on our shows all the time when we talk about the line and the color and everything. If you think you have to have an offset hook and you don't have one on your line, then when you're fishing, you're going to be you're not going to be very confident about what the chances. So the whole time you're going to be thinking, I got to wind this in and put on an offset hook. Yeah. So that's where it comes into play. It starts to be a mind game with you, and it starts to mess with your mind. I don't think it's important. I've never, ever, ever thought that was why I didn't catch anything today, is because I didn't have any offsets. Because I don't have any, but maybe that's why I suck. Maybe that's why I don't catch anything.
Oh, you do. You're great.
Sea lions are the ground squirrel of the ocean. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes. There's a nice picture of cod chowder.
Oh, that looks
cooked up yesterday while listening to the show. Thank you, Rob. That is cool. I'll post that picture over on the website too. Look at that.
Really good.
Gang, that looks pretty insane. That looks pretty tasty. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. We got more questions. Kelly.
Yes.
If you had a chance to get a monkey or not get a monkey, what would you choose?
Wow. Let's see. Let me think
Marley.
Let me think about
over
that.
Your ears, Marley.
Okay, well, I love Marley to pieces. I love him. He's like a son to me. He's my child, one of my babies. But no, I would not. I was never, ever, ever. No. Knowing what I know now, no. Oh, heck no. No way. Not even for a week. Not even for 2 days. I wouldn't want one. They're a handful. They are a handful.
It's the hardest thing we've ever had to take care of by far.
It's changed having him. We love him to pieces. He's such a sweetheart. But having him has changed our lives. And I can't always, I can't say for the better. It's been very hard. It's been hard. Because we can't just pick up and go places together. One of us has to stay here, or we have to fly people down here
to take care of
babysit him, and we can't just have anybody. We have, they've got to be somebody we trust and know that they're going to care for Marley the way we would. And nobody cares for Marley like I would, like I do. But yeah, and you have to invest a lot of time in them and talk to them, interact with them, and so yeah, I do not recommend getting a monkey, not even a little bit. They should be with their other monkeys and their tribe, and
Okay, Dan and Kim want to know, Kelly, when you're going out fishing, what kind of sunscreen do you use?
Oh my gosh.
Well, first of all, let's talk about what kind do I use.
You use nothing brand, nothing. You don't use sunscreen.
I've never ever put it on me. That's why you guys are always seeing me sunburn and my face peeling all the time. I know, and I shouldn't bite the line with my mouth and all those things. I know. But Kelly, you use sunscreen because you have that fair skin.
Yeah, no, I use one it's by Lancome actually. It's just it's
Lancome. Is
that's
a makeup
cosmetic
company?
brand. It's a cosmetic brand. I mean, you could go to the store. There's a lot of good sunscreens out there that you can pick up at the drugstore, but I don't use them. I use Lancome, but.
This is a great question, John.
But just use sunscreen. That's my mother told me when I was young to wear sunscreen, and I never did, ever did. Now I wish I'd listened to my mom because,
And Mom's listening to you right now.
It's very bad for your skin. So make sure you put something on, no matter what brand or what kind it is. It's so important to put on because you could, not only it ages you, but you could get some, skin cancer, which is not fun, not good. So anyway.
Okay, John and Tina want to know another question from you, honey.
Mm-hmm.
How's your Spanish? And how do you function in Cabo?
Oh, I function just fine because most of the people here, the locals, speak English. It's rare. I can't think of a place where we just get by. We get by. Oh, I know.
Do you speak Spanish?
Poquito.
Like nada.
Yeah, that means like no. I do not know. No.
We are the lazy
I know
gringos.
Cuánto dinero, which is how much money or how much.
Until she gets home.
Yeah.
And then she can't remember how much it was.
How much was this? What did I pay? Or what's the other? La cuenta, which is the check.
You need the check.
We're going out to eat. But yeah, I do not know Spanish. I need to learn, but.
Something that you will need to understand when you come to Mexico, gang, and I don't care, once you get to Ensenada, from there on down, when you go out to a restaurant, here's what they believe. They believe you're there to relax. Mm-hmm. So if you're in a big hurry when you get to a restaurant like you are in California or in other parts of the United States, you need to lose that right away. If you're in a hurry, you want to see these people go slower, tell them you're in a hurry.
Yeah, one's in a hurry.
But we're not in a hurry, and that's something that you need to break because you don't need to be in a hurry. Remember, you're down here, you're on vacation, you need to relax. Mm-hmm. And these people have taught us how to relax down here like you can't even understand. But when you go to a restaurant, it's a place to relax. Your dinner should take about an hour, okay? If you don't have an hour, don't go. First of all, they're not going to bring your check until you ask for it. It's not like California when they see that last bite come off your plate, the check's there, and they want to turn that table. Yeah. That's not how it is down here. Mm-hmm. They're not thinking about turning the table. No. They're thinking about you having the greatest experience you've ever had. So true. You're not going to get your check until you ask for it.
So
I promise. No matter, we go to the same restaurant, eat the same place all the time, and they know exactly what we're going to eat. Mm-hmm. And still, buddy, we have to ask him to bring us our check. Because that's just the way it's going to be. Yes. He's not bringing us our check until we ask for it because they feel that if they take the check and lay it on the table, they're rushing you and they feel it's rude. So just relax when you get here. Calm down. It was hard for us to understand that in the beginning because we grew up in California where everybody's in a big flipping hurry.
No one's in a hurry down here. I mean, you go to the store, grocery stores, just the people that work there are not in a hurry. But anyway, no. So no, my Spanish, I do not know Spanish. I do not know, but I get by just fine, right? We get by just fine.
She has a translator on her phone too.
Yeah, I have a translator. Google Translate. It's great.
And that's how she talks to her.
And it'll
that's how she talks to our neighbors, and that's how she talks to our housekeeper when she shows up. If there's anything special Kelly needs to talk to her about. Our good friend Dave Burris wants to know.
Oh, hi, Dave.
How do you put up with Dave's ADHD?
Oh my gosh, I don't. I mean, it's hard. I'm always on him, huh?
Focus.
Like you are not focusing sometimes on here, and I'm like, you gotta focus. Or you know what Dave does? I hear him. I'll be, here in the house when he's doing his show, and he just can't sit still. He just can't sit still. He's making all kinds of noise, and I'm like, what is he doing? He's doing his show, and I hear all this slamming and everything. And you're just all over the place.
I can't sit still. I'm super excited about life. I love life. I just want to do more life. I just want to get out there and do some more life.
Yeah.
I love life, and I love doing what I get to do, and I love talking to people about life and about all this. So.
But when it's nighttime, when he's ready for bed, he's out. He's like a different person.
Get out of my way. I'm going to sleep. 8:30.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If I see 9:00, that's a phenomenal evening. That's a big night. Big night.
You're not a night owl like I am.
Big night. Well, it might have had something to do with working 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. All right. Dan and Kim said you should try apricot seed oil. That's fine. I don't know. Okay. Something. No, that's not Dan and Kim. Who is that?
Oh.
Kelly, what rod and reel do you like to use?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I don't have
the one Dave Burris built you.
One Dave Burris.
That's the only rod you fish with.
Yeah.
It's a custom rod that Dave built for her. It's got a smaller butt, so because she doesn't have the longest arms in the world, so the smaller butt makes it easier for her to control the rod and get around.
Where is it?
And it's up there in the rack.
It's really cool.
I would love to get it out. If everybody wants to hear a whole bunch of racket, you want to hear a whole bunch of racket, really cool. We'll pull that down and we'll make it a big mess. It'll be fun. Okay, we got a couple more questions. We're running out of time here. We got a couple more questions. Okay. Gang, if you have a question you want Kelly to answer, because we're going to wrap this thing up. We've been going for 47 minutes. If you got a question, send it in. I'm trying to focus, Dan and Kim. I know. Focus.
Oh, yes, I know. I'm trying to focus, Grasshopper. Yes, I know. Focus, Dave.
I can't help it. We need a couple questions. We need someone to send us a question, or Kelly Girl's getting up and going. If I didn't get your question, resend it, because I don't see any more questions.
Or rolling on to the next Thursday. Oh, are we? Okay.
Next Thursday is going to be tough, gang. Tell them what we're going to do.
Okay, so I don't know if Dave's going to do a show on Thursday. I don't know if I'll be around or to do a show with him, but we are going to fly. We're flying to California on Monday morning. And then on Tuesday, we are going to, are you guys ready for this? I am so excited. We are going to the happiest place on earth. We are going to Disneyland, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. Dave's taking me to Disneyland. I don't know that he shares my feelings.
Passion for Disneyland.
I love Disneyland. I've loved it since I was little, and it's just, I love it. It is the happiest place on earth. And
then when we're
the
done,
most expensive place on earth, but I love it.
When we're done with Disneyland,
then when we're done with Disneyland, we are going to, instead of flying back to Cabo, we are driving back home. So we're going to make that drive, the Baja Drive. So it should be pretty cool.
It's going to be incredible. We're going to cruise the Baja. Our good friends Eric and Shayla are coming down to take care of, because this is a question we got asked earlier about monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
We have Shayla and Eric coming down to stay the week at our house to take care of Marley and enjoy Cabo San Lucas. Yeah. And then that way we can take our time. We're going to leave Wednesday, and we're going to try to stay in a couple nice places on the way down, and then arrive here probably Saturday afternoon. Yeah. That's kind of our plan. I know we can do it in one day or a day and a half, but we want to no night driving, and we want to spend the night at a couple nice hotels on the way down. Mm-hmm. And the last time, if you guys have ever listened to our story time,
our last trip, or my first trip driving down here was pretty.
when we moved here,
it wasn't all that great. It was pretty scary. And I just have, I've always told Dave, I have noticed I don't ever want to do that drive again. It was that, no, thank you. I'll fly.
But we had everything we owned in the car too. So that's what made it super scary, because everything we owned was in the car.
Yes.
And there was all kinds of crazy
and
stuff
plus we're
happening.
taking there's a different way to come back home.
Oh, okay.
It's less checkpoints, I guess. I don't know. It's not that we don't want to go through a checkpoint. Well, no, we don't, because sometimes they can be scary.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm sorry, Tim. Yes, you're right. And Kelly was going to answer this question. Tim's going up to Bishop Mammoth area next month. Do you have a favorite place to eat up there?
Oh my gosh. So let me just start off by saying I have been begging Dave to take me to the Sierras for how long? How many years now?
A long time.
A long time.
But I never take her anywhere.
Well, you do take me all places, but I really want to go there. But anyway, Lee Vining, they have the
Lee Vining cottages right there.
Yes.
That's one
They're
of her
so
zen places to stay.
And to eat it
at the Chevron gas
station. So good, so fun. Yeah. Oh, I love that place.
The cranberry stuffed pork chops are to die for. That it's the weirdest thing you've ever seen. It's a gas station, but it's got the line, and I don't know if it's even still running after what happened in 2019, 2020. It's been
a long time since
we haven't been up there, but that was our favorite place to eat. We wouldn't eat anywhere else. And then we would eat breakfast right next to the Lee Vining, that little cafe right there.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know the name.
It was they had a bunch of fish mounted, and I don't know. What was it called? It was called like Jack's or Jack's.
No, Jack's is in Bishop.
Okay.
You got to stop at Jack's on the way up.
Go to Shots.
In Shots Bakery on the way up, and get that monkey bread.
And then go across the street there's a little park there. Remember the little park?
The little park, and
benches?
there's trout in the stream right
really
there.
Cool.
You get sandwiches made at Shots Bakery, Tim, and then you walk across the street, because you'll probably leave it early in the morning to drive up there. So when you're coming through Bishop, we usually stop at Jack's and have breakfast. And if we get up there a little later, 11:30, 12, we'll go to Shots and make us some sandwiches. And then we'll walk across the street to the park, right across the street from Shots Bakery. And we'll eat in that park. And it's got the Bishop Creek running through it. And there's trout. You can look at the trout swimming around in there and get you all fired up, ready for your trip up the mountain to go catch trout.
And then you have to stop in the hatchery.
Mount Whitney Hatchery is one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Mount Whitney Hatchery is insane, and the trout in there are all longer than your arm.
Oh my God, they practically, you could feed them
right out of your hand,
and they practically walk right out of the water. I mean, they're so hungry, or it's pretty fun to go there, but it's a beautiful place.
Insane, Tim. Those are cool places, and you can talk to us about it anytime you want. Okay, let's see. We got a couple more, Kelly. We're getting into an hour here.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Wow, Willie Blue Hat at the Pacific. Oh yeah. Okay, buddy. Thank you. It's apricot seed oil to put on your skin to feel free, and look it up. It's supposed to be really good for you. Okay.
I've heard of it.
No, stop it.
What was that?
Was our daughter at the PCS show?
Oh. Oh my gosh. For those of you whoever asked that question, that's so funny, because now I know who's a fan of hers now. Right?
Yeah.
Those are people that don't know what we're talking about, but should we just say yes? Yes.
How do you find white sea bass on the squid beds? You got to be very lucky. And they're going to, underneath the squid, or between the squid and the top of your boat, they're going to look like worms underneath your boat all of a sudden. And when the worms show up, that's the sea bass. That's when you really got to pay attention. But the hot ticket is go to yoursaltwaterguide.com. When you're over on my website at yoursaltwaterguide.com, you're going to see a plethora of videos that are going to show you where to find them, how to find them, and how to fish them with the jigs, with the dropper loops, with the sliding sinker. All that stuff matters. And you need to go to my website. Whoops, not that one. You need to go to my website, yoursaltwaterguide.com. And I'm trying to get I can't even get the QR code up because I'm such a potato head here. There it is. Go to my website, download my app off the QR code, and then you'll never have to suck at fishing again, and you'll never have to wonder, is this what I think it is under the boat? Is this where I'm supposed to be? yoursaltwaterguide.com. Grab that QR code. And gang, I promised my beautiful wife that she'd only have to be on the show for an hour. If we didn't, we got one other. Kelly, this is Dyson Winters down in Panama City, Florida. What's your favorite color for trolling for wahoo?
Oh.
And what speed and why?
Let's see.
She likes to troll the purple and black marauders, the smaller ones,
of course.
and make sure that they're wire between your fluorocarbon or your mono. And she likes to troll them at like 8.5 knots. And those things seem to attract wahoo when there's not even wahoo around. Or you may put a ballyhoo on a planer, wire it up if you know how to fish the planer. But if you don't, the marauders are the very, very best way. They are the very, 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 very best way. Show the rod, Kelly. Show the rod. Dave Burris wants you to show the rod.
Well, Dave would have to get up a ladder, get on the ladder.
Okay.
Up there. And...
You tell the people how cool you are for a second.
Well, hey, gang. Let's see. So Dave's going to get the rod down. It's up here with all of the other, all the other arsenal that we have here.
Nope, it ain't happening. I can't find the ladder. The ladder's out in the backyard where the gardener was just using it. Sorry, Dave Burris. Next
time
show, we show Kelly's rod that Dave built her. Dave.
It's so cool.
What kind of a rod is it, Dave? Do you remember? I know you remember. What am I saying? He wraps little fish on it. It's incredible. It takes hours and hours and hours to do what he does, but he's so talented. And he knows what type of rod it is. He's going to send it to me here in a second. Gang, I want to thank everybody. I cannot emphasize this enough. You do not want to miss the show tomorrow. No. The show tomorrow is going to touch you in ways you can't comprehend. The stories that these fine men are going to share with you are just going to open your heart up. These guys went and they did and they saw and they did it all. And we're going to talk about the tournament, War Heroes on Water, that's coming up out of Newport. Rod Halperin, the director of War Heroes, will be with us. It's a 196.7. Yep, that's what I thought. A 196.7 CalStar, black one. It's super cool the way he wrapped it. And we're going to show it off not next Thursday because we're going to be on the road. But the following Thursday, we will do a full, I'll show you the rod he wrapped me and I'll show you the rod he wrapped Kelly. And they came out quite spectacular. And Darren's saying Rob's got the best sunscreen. He's sending us a picture. We got people calling. Everybody wants us to get off the show. It's Kelly girl. Pay attention. Don't be playing with Marley. Nothing bothers Pete Grosbeck more than when we play with Marley White. We're doing the show. Here's Nutri-Dreama's Ultra Sheer.
Oh, that is a really good sunscreen because it is not it's not greasy. This is very good. I actually have used to use this. It's not greasy. It kind of leaves a matte finish, or the one I used did back in the day, but because I have kind of oily skin, so it's you don't want anything too greasy. You look like you look all slimy. That's really good, and
you don't want to look all slimy.
No.
Okay, gang. One more time. You don't want to miss out on this. They're giving away a bag of roasted anchor coffee, a T-shirt, a coffee cup, and a Your Saltwater Guide shirt.
And the bag has. These are whole beans, so you
got a grinder.
You got to grind them up, and so you get a lot of coffee out of
that bag.
This bag, let me tell you, yes. So
they're great room deodorizer, especially if you got a monkey.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, gang,
Don't talk about
you
the
don't
monkey.
want to miss out. Grab the QR code. Make sure you just all you got to do is visit the store. You're going to buy product when you're in there. I know that, but that's not what it takes to get it. You have to just visit the store. No purchase necessary. And then one lucky winner on June 1st will win all those cool prizes from Roasted Anchor Coffee Company. I want to thank you all for joining the show today. You did good.
Thank you for all the questions, and that was fun. It's always fun to come on the show with Dave and answer questions, and thanks so much, guys.
Okay.
Focus.
I am. I'm focusing on our friend. Gang, Kelly girl will be with us again in 2 weeks on Thursday. So make sure those of you on Spotify and Megaphone that don't get the show live, you get it 5 seconds after we go. When this show ends, we go. You can send in your questions. We are getting a massive audience over there. It's incredible. We're just building up so fast. Don't forget again, the show tomorrow is going to be absolutely incredible with the war heroes. These guys are phenomenal human beings, and they're going to be with us, and I'm so excited to have them on my show, and I just can't wait for you to all hear all the great stories and all the great things from all these guys. So thank you very, very much, everybody. Thank you for watching the show today, and we'll be back with you tomorrow. Thank you. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Say goodbye.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Bye, Marley. Oh, Marley want to jump on Kelly girl. Someday we'll tell you why he's so in love with her. Bye, everybody.